Welcome back to the Trendy Show, my lovelies. I'm here to report about a cautionary tale about letting strangers enter your home. All right. This is a cautionary tale based in the UK. Tony and Lorna, basically common law husband and wife, took in a Ukrainian refugee. Most people have to be wary of strangers for taking the silverware and whatever material item in a home, but sometimes you have to be wary of the things you do value but does not have a monetary amount, such as your peace, your harmony, your stability, and the love that you share under that roof. Okay? Apparently, Tony, if we're going to believe Tony, this is the husband of the story. He said he sought to help a Ukrainian refugee because his granddad was a refugee and he just wanted to pay it forward. Now, his wife, Lorna, she wasn't really into it. She wanted to help, but taking in a stranger, they didn't really have the room for it. They would have to put their daughter into another bedroom and bunk her into the room with her sister in order to make room for another person. But Tony went ahead and placed an ad in Facebook. And the first person to respond was Sophia. She was waiting her time in Berlin, waiting for that visa to come through, and it did. And she responded and said, "Hey, I'm ready to be sponsored by you guys." So Tony said it was all done in good faith, and he allowed Sophia to come to his home. Lorna, she just went along with it. Not really 100% sure, but it was kind of odd, and there was a lot of tension in the home. Another thing Lorna noticed was that Tony, he spoke Slovakian, which is similar to Ukrainian. And he and Sophia often spoke in foreign languages, just ignoring her. And she soon began feeling like the stranger in the home. They would even stay up watching Ukrainian movies, with subtitles, of course, while she was in bed. And she started feeling jealous and resentful. And then Sophia began accompanying Tony to the gym, where they would work out together and start sitting in his car on the top floor of the parking structure and just laugh. And neighbors were warning Lorna that Tony and Sophia were getting quite touchy-feely. And she even noticed that Sophia was wearing low-cut blouses and lipstick. She would stay in her room for the most part, but when Tony came home from work, that's when Sophia emerged. And so she couldn't really build a bond, even though she took the woman shopping and tried to build a bond. Sophia wouldn't talk much to her, even though she spoke very good English. So, according to Tony, it was causing a lot of arguments because what was looking like a little playfulness around the house and brushing up against each other, it appeared a bit flirtatious at that stage. And that caused a lot of arguments between Lorna and Sophia, even though, according to Tony, it was innocent. But Sophia told me in private that Lorna is lucky to have me. Anyway, it didn't take long, my lovelies. It took a mere 10 days. Because the jealousy was too much. And the neighbors were telling Lorna, beware, beware, beware. And the atmosphere was getting really bad for Sophia, where she told me she couldn't continue to live under those circumstances. And that's when Lorna told her to hit the road, get out, get the F out of my home, get out. And then something snapped in Tony. Something snapped. He said, "You know what? If she goes, I go." And so they went. And they left Lorna and the two children behind. They sought refuge in Tony's parents' house, and they shared a bed in Tony's parents' house. And they said, they're happy as clams. He said, we both packed our bags. I couldn't give up her, and it seemed like a no-brainer. He said, I'm sorry for what Lorna's going through. This was not her fault, and it was not anything she did wrong. We never set out to do this. It wasn't planned, and we didn't mean to hurt anyone. That's the end of their story for now. But I suspect Sophia, once she gets her foot planted, I don't think she want to stay too long with the security guard, Tony. I suspect that she might fly away to her next spot. And maybe Tony will come crawling back with his tail between his legs. And I hope Lorna will tell him to kick rocks. All right, my lovelies. Hit that subscription bell if you haven't already. The notification bell as well. And drop me a line below. Let's continue this conversation in the comments section below. And share if you care. And I'll catch you all on the flip side.